Good afternoon, and thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to share the results of the latest analysis on Bank of America's expansion into the United Kingdom. Our goal for this is to actually plan a promotional event. It's going to be based around financial principles and financial services that are offered by Bank of America. The point of this is to actually introduce the residents of Greater London area to the breadth of the financial services that are available and the knowledge that Bank of America has in this area. That's going to be comprised of two phases. The first phase is going to be the online survey. This will be where we get the initial data from the respondents to know a little bit better about the demographics of the folks who are interested in seeing what Bank of America has to offer for them. The second phase will be a financial wellness fair. The financial wellness fair is basically going to be made up of a few different pieces. One piece are the small group events, the idea being is little quick talks and interpersonal conversations that can be had around finances to kind of get an idea of what people already know and help to dispel some of the myths and rumors that they've heard and some of the bad habits maybe they've gotten into over the years. That's going to lead us over into the workshops. The workshops are going to allow clients to be, or sort of say future prospective clients, to be able to see how the services and the knowledge that Bank of America brings to their community can actually serve them in their financial lives. We're also going to offer free financial tools such as budgeting tools, retirement planning, just different types of worksheets and online portals. Introduce them to all the different preparational tools that they will be able to use once a client of Bank of America. This is also going to allow the employees that are in attendance to set follow-up appointments for clients who have further needs or questions, give them the ability to really dive into the deeper aspects of their financial lives. Our target customers, simply put, the goal would be to market to everyone. Now, obviously, this is not 100% possible because the amount of time and money that would take to reach every single resident of the Greater London area, and then be able to properly follow up with them, and then have enough staff on hand to be able to actually cover those interactions would be astronomical and unfeasible at this current point in time. So what the plan would be is to take a look at the respondents from the surveys and narrow it down even further, because we're looking for the ideal customers. The ideal customers are going to currently understand and value financial services. Now, that doesn't mean that they've taken advantage of all the financial services tools that have been offered to them over the years, and they may have some pretty big holes in their financial lives, but they at least understand their need for it and the value that it brings to their financial life. We're also looking for clients who are established financially. Now, this doesn't mean that everybody has to be a multimillionaire, wealthy, business magnate. It just simply means that they have to understand where they're heading in life and at least know what they want out of their financial world. This event itself is going to cost approximately $10,000 with an additional $2,500 for the winning prize. These figures are subject to change based upon current market conditions and the needs of the venue with all the current safety concerns and everything else that's out there. Quick breakdown of our target customers. Now, of course, these figures are just for illustrative purposes, but to kind of give an idea of how those results would look. We have a few different affluence categories: rich, wealthy, affluent, emerging, age 35 plus, and aspiring under the age of 35. Kind of give you an idea of where we think that those respondents are going to fall as far as category wise. You can see it's broken down into male, female, and then total. Again, just further ways that people's financial lives are broken up. We want to make sure that we're mirroring that so that when we go to actually meet with those clients, we have the proper information and knowledge for them. Then we look down at our selected sampling. We take that information that we had and we say, okay, so in the fairness of this particular contest, how do we remain fair and unbiased? Well, simply put, we need to ensure that others agree with the results. While they may not necessarily like them, they at least believe that nothing no, there was no impropriety that had happened in the selection of the winner. Probabilities are going to help us establish this balance of chance versus error. And the probabilities specifically that we're looking at are the probabilities that the different winning individual would be from a certain category, a certain gender. And we found out that the highest probable group, when we look at the data here, and of course, I don't expect you to read all of it on here, but this is all included in um, the white paper report. Uh, the data points to the highest probable group being a female from the emerging category. And that's just where we see that data pointing us as far as the largest number of respondents. And logic would tell us that the probability of, or I should say, the likelihood of our winner coming from that category, according to the results here, is that it's a 57.5% chance that the winner is going to come from this category. So it's good to know that going into it so we can make sure that we keep everybody understanding the fairness level that we've established. Then we did a lottery analysis. So this is just a quick breakdown showing the way that the different respondents would play out on here. Obviously, the higher the higher value from a affluent standpoint, smaller respondents there, and there's a number of different reasons for that. It could be, you know, don't see the need for it, or just the time commitment, or whatever the case may be. The one thing that is interesting to see on here, though, is that the categories, while there are some differences, they are fairly evenly matched. So if we see this kind of a turnout on our survey, we should have a fairly comfortable time being able to keep everybody understanding and agreeing that the results that we're looking for are fair, and that the winner was chosen by a true random drawing. Further, we dig into a Bayesian analysis. The Bayesian analysis, just is further analysis of the information, or I should say of the data, with probabilities and the addition of a new variable. The new variable that we have chosen for this situation is probability of attendance, and that just being because over time, we've seen the likelihood of a male respondent to actually attend something like this versus a female respondent. And what we found is that our outcome shows that the results actually do align with the overall analysis pretty closely. The Bayesian analysis table here shows that our biggest group and our smallest group. So our emerging females is the largest group, our aspiring males is the smallest group. Prior probability for emerging females was 0.318%. I'm sorry, is 31.8%. The likelihood of attendance by any one group is about 92%. So when we break that all down, we see that on the female side, the emerging females, we have about a 32.8% likelihood of attendance. And then on the male side, just less than 1% chance. So that's our highest probability and our lowest probability in those categories. As far as the final recommendation on expansion, we still feel that we should proceed as planned. Circumstances are obviously going to cause changes, with the pandemic now and the different changes that have been there for safety concerns and ensuring proper distancing and everything else. Some of our time frames may have to change a little bit. We have to remember that we're looking at a long-term time frame, though. This is not an expansion that we expect to see done overnight, nor is it something that we expect to see gone shortly. We do have to understand the current climate and concerns, because that is really going to drive whether people show up or not. Lastly, it is time to expand in consumer. We still agree with that. We still stand behind that, and we feel that the data points us in that direction and supports it. It is also time to solidify Bank of America as a global leader in financial services, not just in the institutional sector, but also in the consumer sector. Thank you once again for taking the time to give me this opportunity. Have a great afternoon.